Happy Valentine's Day. You didn't say it with
Sorry.
me. We went over this.
Sorry, I thought we were saying the
before
intro
we were
first.
starting. It's fine. Happy Valentine's Day. My name is William Henderson.
And my name is Ebon.
And this is the Thick and Thin podcast. Thank you for joining. Thanks to everyone that listened to the first episode. Decent reception. I feel like that might be being a little humble. Seemed like people liked it.
Yeah.
So thank you for the feedback. Thank you for just tuning in, etc., etc. Please continue to do so. Share it with your friends. Maybe your family. I know we get a little mouthy.
We curse a lot.
We cuss. But whatever.
We grown folks in here.
Yeah, we grown. We mark it as explicit on fucking Apple Podcasts, so
Exactly.
that's your fault if you show it to your kids.
Exactly.
We have a lot to get to today. I guess it is Valentine's Day weekend. We celebrated yesterday. I think, like a lot of people nowadays, not going out.
Yeah, it's crowded.
I think a lot more people are doing that. Although George worked yesterday and he said it was busy.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, the last 2 years we've stayed in and made homemade pizzas.
I think the introvert in us is just like, I don't want to deal with people in crowds. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to do it.
No.
We don't want to deal with the bullshit. And it's just like, I know that everything is upcharged because it's Valentine's Day.
Exactly.
I worked in a comedy club. On Valentine's Day, it's like everything is more expensive. And they don't even, I don't want to say they don't, but they do this like extra menu shit where it's like, get like this specialty meal and a glass of champagne or whatever for X amount of dollars. And you're like, that's not worth it at all.
Like, bring me out your regular menu. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily just want this bougie,
Just let me
heart-shaped
order.
stuff.
Yeah. It's crazy. So we stayed in, we made pizza, very different pizzas. I think that's one of the few things that we are like diametrically opposed
100%.
on is pizza toppings.
Yeah, because you're like McMeatyson on your toppings, and I'm like, a little meat maybe, but veggies and
Too many greens
Oh my
on
God.
your
Also, I am team pineapple on the pizza. I know that's very Californian of me, but he wants to flip tables at the thought of fruit.
I have come around to it in recent months, I'll say. Say within the last year.
You're welcome.
I've come around to it, but it is still to this day something I will never order or put on a pizza myself. But if it's like the only pizza available, like you think I'm just not going to eat pizza because there's a little bit of pineapple on it, you must be out of your fucking mind.
That would speak to how much you just hate the topping, because I know how much you love pizza.
I love pizza.
You could sprinkle some ass sweat on there and be like, I'm still going to have some.
Yeah, 100%. And, I've said this before that if I had to eat one thing for like the rest of my life, or even for like if it was like a year of like eat one thing for a year and like win $1 million thing, I'd be like pizza, because I can
get sick of it.
I will never get sick of it, because you could mix up the toppings.
Oh, okay.
If they were like
Not
you
the
have to
same
eat
version of the
eat
pizza.
the same pizza, that would probably get old. But dude, you can do breakfast pizza.
Eggs and pizza and marinara sauce?
No. You don't do marinara sauce. You do like the gravy, like the biscuits and gravy. But this isn't for you. This is for me. You can do the biscuits and gravy, and then the egg on. Like you still do cheese, of course, and then an egg and like whatever bacon and stuff on. It's like a breakfast burrito. Just I guess they don't necessarily do sausage gravy, but it's delicious. And then for lunch, of course, you can do. But my point with that is always like, if I need vegetables, like I can load it with vegetables.
That's fair.
And like that, or if I feel like I need something sweet, which I INSS, I say all the time.
Some sweet.
I could put pineapple on it, and it's
Right.
perfectly acceptable. Like you wouldn't be like, that's not a pizza, like all those options fit within pizza. So it is the best food ever made. That's the bottom line.
I mean, it's convenient. It's the as far as ingredients involved, I guess it's the most bang for your buck. Because like you said, you could just put anything on it and make it a themed thing. But I don't know. I have to be, as we've learned, I have to have a taste for pizza usually.
You could do a BLT pizza.
I'm out.
My sister used to do that.
Bacon, lettuce, and lettuce?
Yeah. So you'd put like they would do like mayonnaise Miracle Whip base or something, whatever. Never been a fan of it, but this is what they would do. And then like lettuce instead of cheese, and then tomato and bacon on top.
Hot
like,
lettuce, like honestly, the most repulsive.
It wouldn't
part
be
of that,
hot though. They would put that on after the fact.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
hot lettuce tastes and smells like feet.
And then I'm sure like the bacon, is cooked separate. Maybe the bacon was cooked on. I don't know.
What's
I
the
don't know.
sauce base?
Mayo.
Oh, the mayo.
Yeah. I know. I agree. It's like, just go to a fucking sandwich shop. It's like, why are you getting a pizza, motherfucker?
I think the most random themed pizza I've had, it was years ago, and I won't mention the place. I don't know if they still exist or not, but they had it was like an Asian vibe. Like it was almost like a cashew chicken, but in pizza form. And they had like broccoli and like carrot shreds and cashews.
That's what I'm saying.
And some kind of teriyaki soy sauce base. That was actually bomb.
That fits. That's what I'm saying. Flatbreads. That's a pizza technically. Like
that's true.
You can mix it up. It's the most. It's a very. I don't want to say it's the most versatile food because I think rice is probably the most versatile food. But pizza is a very versatile food.
Yeah.
I guess as far as like a complete meal.
Yeah.
Pizza is very versatile. Like
definitely.
I guess pasta. Pizza is just a variation of pasta. Like any pizza you can make into a pasta.
Yeah, swap out the bread for a pasta and same ingredients.
Which is kind of awesome if you think about it. But that's why, like, whenever I see like a pizza pasta, I think they have that like Cheesecake Factory, where it's like instead of like a crust, like it was just like marinara, cheese, pepperoni, probably like what I'm saying, like as a pasta dish. But I always like shy away from that. I'm like, I would rather have pizza. Like, why the fuck would I get noodles?
You just like the bread.
I do like bread. That is a big factor. You're right. That is a huge factor.
Because as you were talking about the pasta thing, I was like, oh, now pasta, I could probably eat like you eat pizza, because I love pasta.
That's
but like,
fair.
I don't know, bread doesn't rank that high for me.
It's so satisfying.
At times, but not consistently for me. But a pasta,
yeah,
I could
any time. But like, what do you do for breakfast with that? I mean, I guess you could still do the same idea, like as a. But
I'm
pizza,
I'm not necessarily.
Again, you could turn any pizza into.
I'm not necessarily a breakfast food for breakfast kind of person, though.
I know you're fucking weird.
Look, all food can be eaten at any time of day for me.
No, okay. Remember when I said that's the one thing that we're diametrically opposed on? This is another one. 2 and 30 fucking minutes. What are we at? 10 minutes in, we find out 2 things we're completely opposed on. But at least neither of us pretend. At least I don't sit and pretend to be like, yeah, I'll eat Thai food with you in the morning and burn my mouth to pieces at 7:58. Like,
bring
what
it
the hell,
on,
dude?
Anything I ate for dinner and got leftovers, it's a possibility
Just
for
eat
breakfast.
it. Just save it for lunch.
But you don't wake up like just on the memory of something good you had last night. Like, I'm ready for a round 2. I ain't got time to wait for 5-6 more hours till lunchtime.
Only with pizza.
See, that's what makes your logic faulty, is because you're like, only breakfast. Sorry. Oh, you're not hearing me? It's like blocking my face now.
Be louder.
Oh. It's the no breakfast foods only for breakfast, but the caveat being pizza.
Yeah, I know.
That
I'm
takes
not
your
saying
credibility on that
No.
opinion for me.
But pizza is one of those like universal. I don't know. Like, everybody is eating pizza for breakfast. I don't think everybody's eating Indian food for breakfast.
I guarantee you, on your average college campus, anything flies for breakfast. You might wake up and smell microwave popcorn and some ramen noodles at 7 a.m.
Yeah, college is an exception to every rule.
I mean, true, but I don't know. For me, there have been plenty of times where I had some bomb dinner and woke up the next morning like, I need some more now. But and to be consistent, I'm also the person where when I crave breakfast foods, I don't care what time of day it is. We could roll up to IHOP at 9 o'clock at night, and I'm gonna chow down on an omelet. Like,
I mean, yeah, okay. If I go to a breakfast, yeah, I'll eat breakfast foods outside of breakfast time.
So why is it weird to have breakfast foods not at breakfast
I
time?
don't know. It just
but
doesn't make sense. Like even like steak and eggs is pushing it. Like we went to that. What was that place called? The Breakfast Club in where
Hollywood.
was it? Was it Hollywood?
Yeah, down the street from the or around the corner from the
Pantages?
Pantages.
This dude, while we got like pretty normal shit, I feel like this dude got their steak and eggs, and holy shit,
That steak was the size of the plate.
It was an inch thick and easily like 8 inches long. It was huge, and I'm pretty sure it was a T-bone, so it had like a bone in it. Like this was no joke, and a decent amount of eggs. I saw it, and I was like, well, that's what I'm gonna get the next time I come back. But I don't know. I'm very much when I go to I could say that, but then when I go back, I might see something like I might be feeling something different.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very much in the moment, like what I want in the moment.
Same.
Oh my God! Like I said, we have so much to get to. We're so not. We're not getting along here.
Got waylaid by food.
We got waylaid by food talk. This is a through line in the podcast that I do.
If food comes up.
Yeah, food always comes up. Speaking of food, we're going to Disney for the Lunar Festival. We're going tomorrow.
Last day of it. Yep.
It's the last day.
That's why we switched our day.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. And we haven't made our plans yet, which is something that we usually, you know, I'm sure anybody that goes to an amusement park, especially something like Disney. And Disney, I said the last time, or I think like initially when we went, Disney is a theme park, not an amusement. I'm used to amusement parks where it's like the main attraction is like how high the roller coaster goes.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's what I'm used to. I'm used to Cedar Point, like Six Flags.
Okay.
I know you people don't know what Cedar Point is, but
I mean, we've got a Six Flags. We got Magic Mountain.
you got Six Flags, but Cedar Point is it's weird that people over here don't even hear about it because it's like famous for having
really?
like the highest roller coasters in the country.
Really?
Yeah.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, it would go back and forth between the Cedar Point there and like Six Flags in the same state or like nearby. There's also a Six Flags in Ohio somewhere.
Oh, okay. Wait, Cedar Point, is that not, where's that? What
That's
state?
in Sandusky, Ohio.
Oh, so one state has multiple Six Flags parks?
What?
What? Ohio has two Six Flags parks?
Cedar Point is not Six Flags.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they're different.
Okay.
It's like its own standalone thing, which is kind of crazy because of, again, how popular it is there. Like when they go like, oh, we have the tallest roller coaster in America, you think that they would like, oh, let's open one in fucking wherever,
Right.
Las Vegas or whatever. But like Top Thrill Dragster, you've never heard of this? I was gonna say I'm not gonna type stuff in today, but I do want to show you. But it was like 420 feet tall. What about Millennium Falcon or Millennium Force? What the fuck? Millennium Force?
Nope.
No. See, they had Millennium Force, which came out. I think I was in like elementary school, middle school, and it was like 300 something feet, and the drop went negative 90 degrees, like you're like going
God.
back. It was wild, like, and it wasn't. You know how most roller coasters it would be like tick 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 tick. This one like shot you up to the top
hell no.
and just fucking
even
went
got time
down
to
it.
pray at that point.
It was wild. I never went on it because I was like, fuck that.
That was too much even for you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't do like really high very well.
Really?
Yeah. No.
Interesting.
Especially like this, and this is also like, you know, it's for thrill seekers and like, so they're like, how can we make this crazier for people? This was like, so before that they would have like the crazy roller coasters where the thing comes down over you and like maybe you're dangling and like you're going upside down and going through all these crazy things.
Yeah.
This was like the start of like, let's go high and crazy fast. But they wouldn't have the top. They no like pull down. It was all like lap stuff, and it's pretty secure because like they put one like the thing clicks in to you alone. It's not like a shared one.
Okay, because I was like, skinny folks is going to die on that.
So it clicks into you, and there's one like across your waist, and there's also one like across your shins. Yeah. So you're like fucking locked. You're pretty well in.
Wow. I can't even think of a ride that has like.
Yeah, I've seen a few. I've
Okay.
been on a couple like that. But So basically, like your torso is just like free, and like that freaks me out.
That would
and
freak
so
me out.
that's why I can't do it. I'm like, I can't do. If it was like an over the shoulder
Yeah.
thing, I could probably do
Yeah.
it, because then I feel like even if I'm
Coming
going up,
you're
I'm like, well,
still
there's something
secure.
here holding me down, but I don't know, something down here. It's like, oh, I'm like one like shift up from fucking just. Yeah, that is my fear. I think about that every time I go to a theme park. Like when I see like the high roller coaster, I'm like, dude, you're just one shift away. But like I know, but I also know that you're not. Generally speaking, like you're mostly safe as long as everything functions properly.
I don't know. That's a big if. It's like,
I know.
What if you're the freak 0.001% where it's about to go off the rails?
Or it's
really,
like, or it's like your hair comes loose and gets caught, and the thing is like shit like that happens. You know, it's like I don't want to be that person, and
But like Six Flags or Magic Mountain, most people refer to it in California as Magic Mountain versus Six Flags Magic Mountain. I haven't been there in like probably close to 30 years at this point, but the rides that they had then, I was terrified. Like they had like the Batmans, and the Supermans, and shoot up. No, I'm out.
Yeah.
The Colossus ride, which I'm not sure if they redid it or closed it. That was like the all wooden roller coaster.
I don't do wooden roller coasters either.
That was my introduction to roller coasters, and I was out. Like, thanks, Mom. That's your fault.
There's an amusement park in Michigan called Michigan's Adventure. It's on the west side of the state, and their big attraction was this huge old ass wooden roller coaster called Shivering Timbers.
That's a clever name.
I know. But that was another one where I was just like, nope, not doing it. It's too big. It's made of wood.
The way it
Are you
sounds
out of your
when you ascend, like right, that, like I'm like, am I just one termite away from death right now? Like,
yeah, that's my thing. Is like, yo, like.
How often y'all replacing these slabs up in here?
And hey, by the way, it rains a lot in Michigan. Like, this wood swell. Yeah. It freaks me out. I'm like, I'm not doing that, man. It's like, are you going through and just like checking every fucking 2x4 that this thing uses?
Like, I remember Colossus in particular, you could see that shit from the parking lot. And it's, it's like lattice, a bunch of crisscross.
Yeah,
I'm like, there's no way like that you possibly can sound the ship regularly on every single piece of wood. I'm just like...
And it's like Boeing is cutting corners. You don't think fucking Six Flags is trying to save some cash? Fuck, dude.
No, not doing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's actually, I think it is impressive we don't hear more about more accidents at theme parks. And usually it's like, they did something that they shouldn't have more times than not.
Or neglected.
Yeah.
Thing. I mean
like the visitor.
Oh.
Like, it's like, oh, they hopped this fence when they shouldn't have, and then they got their fucking head kicked off by a rider.
I feel
shit like that.
That's one of the first
They dropped their hat on the ride, and so they tried to go get it, or like something like that. Or like, again, like they didn't put their hair like on the sign, and make sure your hair, like, I'm sure it's on the sign. Like,
I've never seen that as a sign.
I don't know.
I mean, unless you got some Lady Godiva long stuff.
I'm so sure that like their lawyers thought of that. That has to be when you buy a ticket. Right? That has to be in the fine print.
Because everybody needs that.
It has to be. But they don't have to.
True.
But
you
the
bought
point
the ticket,
is...
you assumed
exactly.
it.
The point is it's there. Yeah.
I feel like the last time I heard about... I mean, obviously, I don't think I have ever heard of one in other states, but the last news headline, like a death happening, was actually on Big Thunder Mountain in Disneyland. And I can't remember.
Somebody stood up or something?
I don't know if it was they put their hands up, but I feel like it involved a beheading. I know it was a death. But again, I would have to assume that person was doing something they shouldn't have.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's not more issues on Space Mountain, because it's all dark. And they say it's like super low and everything.
Well, yeah,
and they tell you to not put your hands up. Like,
so I feel like if you put your hands up, you're assuming
risk.
risk.
The last time we went, when we went on Space Mountain, like a few rows ahead of us, this girl had her hands straight up, and I was just like, dude, if I feel any kind of liquid on me, I'm gonna freak the fuck out in the middle of this ride. Because I'm just gonna assume
arm
it's
blood juice.
Yeah, just fucking chopped off hands. She's got nubs she's holding up at the end of the ride. Yeah, I don't want that. Or just like one lands in your cart.
Oh god,
dude, I'm suing the shit out of Disney.
That's PTSD for life. Run me some money,
yeah,
Disney.
Yeah.
A friend of mine.
No, I don't want to come back to your park for free for the rest of my life. This is traumatic.
Yeah. A friend of mine who used to work at Disney, I guess, I don't know if it was a regular thing, but one of the cast member perks was they got to, one of the things is ride that ride with the lights on. And she was like, you would be terrified if you saw how close these tracks were.
Right.
And ever since she told me that, when I'm riding, I'm like, oh god,
because I think somebody told me that before I went on it, so I was already kind of freaked out and just like, I'm a huge guy. I'm like, I'm having a great time.
I'm like, I'm not letting anything poke out of here.
But like, you can feel it. You can tell.
You can feel the whir.
Yeah, and nearby, like, there's even some parts where you're like, oh, I can tell that there's a track right there. Right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially like, I mean, especially during the Star Wars one, because there's more lights.
Which Star Wars one?
The
Star Wars version of Space Mountain, the Hyperspace Mountain?
Yes.
Okay.
Because there's more like pew-pews and fucking lights and stuff.
You can see a little bit more.
Yeah, whereas like just the normal Space Mountain that we did last time
was the OG.
The OG, it was just like, here's a galaxy.
Yeah, here's some stars.
It was really lame, actually. Yeah. I was like, it was like, just keep it Star Wars. You have the property, you just use that. Like, that's what you're doing here anyway. This was Star Wars before you owned it, so just own it.
Well, I think before Disney acquired Star Wars, you know that fine line people do where it's like based on this, it's alluding to it, but we're not going to call it that.
Yeah, for sure.
That version we went on last time, I feel like that was like, it's just space.
Yeah, no, I get it, and I'm for, but it's like it's like, why aren't you taking full advantage of it? Just change it. And it's like there's those little
there are those purists. They're
fair.
like, I want the original. I mean, think of all the backlash that came after they were announced that Splash Mountain was dumping the Song of the South characters. It's like, but why is Disney going woke? Why do you gotta change it? I want my nostalgia. Like, there are people like that. So that's probably why they kept the original version, at least for some parts of the month.
And there's another one too,
there's
right?
A ghost
there's a third one
that
Space Mountain. Sounds terrifying. I don't want to do that.
I haven't.
Must be during like the Halloween.
Yeah, it's the Halloween, and I feel like you would see like ghosty shadows or whatever,
right.
But. I mean, my favorite version is the Hyperspace Mountain version.
Yeah, it's definitely the best. But anyway, we haven't made our plans for the day. And we usually start, of course, with like, what time should we get there? And we usually go hella early, but we have the day off after work.
Yeah, so we have maximum recovery time.
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt that traffic will be. Well, that's the thing. The people, it's a holiday on Monday. I was going to say, we probably want to get ahead of the leaving Vegas traffic, but it probably will be worse on Monday because of holiday. So we, in theory, can leave at any time. So I don't know. What do you want to do? You want to do like a rope drop or?
Oh, you finna go real early.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that depends on you. How early are we trying to go?
I don't know. My only thing for the day is I want to go to the Corn Dog Castle.
Oh, that's right. We didn't do that last time. Then you wanted to.
Yeah, well, it's in California Adventure, and last time we went Disneyland.
Oh, okay.
So,
I didn't realize that.
So that's why I didn't push for it.
Okay.
But other than that, I want to go on the Incredicoaster again.
By yourself?
It's not that bad.
I've been on it once. That's why.
Are you gonna throw up?
It didn't make me throw up, but I felt like shit for the whole rest of the day. That one and the Tower of Terror, whatever it's called.
The Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah,
it messed me up for the rest of the day.
That one, that'll be a game time decision, and if I do it, it'll probably.
Did you feel fucked up afterward?
No, but I'm pretty sure in the coming days it mess with my back.
Oh,
like the up and down, like compression, and like just fucking constant fatness of me just being compressed upon my spine.
Oh my gosh, I was massively.
My thickness, but
I was
Anyway.
massively uncomfortable with that. I mean, and again, I haven't been on it since it's been Guardians, but the initial drop, the fact that I lifted about the seat, I was like, is this going to hold me? Am I about to bounce off of walls
They
in
do
here?
that on purpose, where your butt slightly comes up, but then like the seatbelt catches you.
I didn't.
It's pretty
I wanted
intense.
to tighten the seatbelt after that. I was like, get me out of here.
it's pretty intense. Like and it's not just like one like up and like drop and it's over. It's like you go. There's a whole story. It's fucking Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's like rocket breaks you out, and you fucking like we gotta get out of here. And then they go, all right, we gotta go back up for some stupid reason. And you go back up. There is a part though that's really cool where you go up and then it's like open and you see like out over the park.
Yeah, that was also.
Like that. Half a second was worth it, and then they just drop you 100 feet straight down.
Showing you that is low key like, let's make you more scared. In case you didn't realize how high up you are, look how high up you are.
And that's the highest point for sure. And that's when they take the picture, is right when you start to drop.
Yeah, right when you're about to shit your pants.
Drop you, and you see the light go off, and you're like, you're an asshole. Disney.
Yeah.
I do appreciate how they've modernized, like you don't have to buy your pictures anymore. That's really really nice of them. That's very
they
smart.
probably realized
they probably weren't making any money.
As they were raising prices, they're like, ain't nobody buying these pictures.
And not only that, they would always display them, so people were probably just like and just walked away, and they were like, well, fuck, like what are we gonna do?
Years ago, we used to take pictures and just because they would put a like a watermark on it, and we would just Photoshop the watermark out.
Damn.
But thank you, Disney, for making them free now.
I'm sure the statute of limitations on that fraud is passed.
You don't know when I did it, Disney. You don't know when I did it.
Are you kidding? They're going to run facial recognition through their software from the last 30 years. Like, how many times has she been here? So I don't know. Like, I'm an early riser pretty much anyway. So like I don't mind getting going early.
Okay, I'm good with that.
But like it seems, I don't know, to do like a rope drop. So like that means, all right, let's break this down. Do a rope drop means you would have to be at the gates at 8 a.m.
Right, and just the parking and all that, that's going to eat up
you have to be there at
40 minutes.
7. Yeah. We have to be pulling up to like the parking at 7 probably. Because then you have to find a spot,
apparently
go through
a lot
security.
of people do rope drops, so we got to anticipate crowds if we're doing that. Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
That's fine.
It's too early.
That's fine.
Just like naturally whenever we get there.
But since we have the freedom of having the next day off, I feel like normally when we go, we're going to work the next day, and so it's like, well, to maximize our time, let's get there early because we got to leave in time to get home. And so now that we don't have that limitation, I mean, we can just chill and leave when we leave.
Yeah, and take a break midday. Yeah.
I'm planning on eating a lot because I'm super excited for this food festival.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the Lunar Festival. Do we know like what food was it? Look upable?
Okay.
Or you're on the Disney
Disney food. But actually, within the Disney app, they had.
Just got chills.
Oh, are you cold?
I don't know. Apparently.
They had like a menu where they talk about the different vendors and stuff, and that's actually what was the deciding factor for me to want to go, because you know how like you just look at stuff and you're like, I want to eat that now and that and that and that. So let me find it. Keep talking while I'm finding it.
Oh yeah. So Disney. So when we first started going, I was I don't know, like we went, and if you've never been before, like me, but like, you know, I've been to amusement parks and everything, but if you've never been to Disney before, it's very overwhelming.
Oh, how so?
There's a lot to do. You don't know where anything is. But everybody's told you a million things you have to do.
True. Okay.
And so you're just like, I don't know like what order I need to do this in. Like, I don't know where's Rise of the Resist? Like, there's no signs. True. Like, it's like they're like, fucking get the app, pussy. Like, fucking deal with it. Like, figure it out, loser. Like, we're not gonna waste our money on signs anymore. I don't know. Well, it's just very weird. But once you get, so I guess like my thing is always like for like a tourist, like someone that's like going for like taking their family for like 1 day or 2 days, it's like, I don't think it would be that good of an experience. Like they build the experience around like the locals and like the regulars,
Probably who they get the most money out
and
of.
that's fucking despicable to me. It's gross.
Well,
Because it's like a mall for you people, and it's disgusting. It's just like you just trash people that have annual passes but can barely afford to make their car payment. You know what I mean? It's just fucked up. It's weird.
I think, and I can't pinpoint when that happened, but I think at some point Disney started taking their analytics or surveys or something and realizing the proportion of Southern California likes to come all the time type of customer versus the we're coming from across country vacation kind of people. So it's like the vacation from out of state people, they're going to get more money per trip, but because they're probably not coming from, so they're going to dump a shitload of money on hotels and food and souvenirs.
And their experience doesn't matter.
And I think they realize, yo, Joe Schmo that lives 3 blocks away, who's going to come like 15 times, we're going to make more money.
He's going to spend $200-$300.
Yeah, it's going to be a
time.
slow nickel per thing, but when all is said, we get more money out of them. So
That's fucking gross.
I mean,
it's a disgusting business
as a
practice.
Californian who used to have an annual pass regularly, I was grateful for that experience.
Yeah, it's disgusting, and you should be ashamed of yourselves, Disney. With that being said, the 3-day deal is a great fucking
100%.
deal for Southern California residents. It's great.
100%.
But and again, like continue with like for us now that I've gotten used to the app and we've gone with people that go a lot and they're like, oh, order this, we'll be swinging through here, we'll pick that up and you can drink that coffee, that fucking awesome Cocoa Puff coffee that they have at the Star Wars. Holy shit,
so good. I don't think I've ever drank any coffee drink that fast.
So good. And you don't even care that it's mostly ice. But anyway, you're like, how do I pick these Cocoa Puffs out of the ice?
I need to get these Cocoa. They need to give me a special spoon to get these Cocoa Puffs out of here.
And then it's like, okay, so yeah, we can swing through there and like pick that up in 20 minutes when it's ready. And then you can have it like while we're waiting in line for this ride. You just toss it in a trash can when you're done. And then we'll swing by and get a churro. It's like, oh, there's a method.
There's a method.
And it's in... I don't like that it's difficult for like the lay person.
Right.
But for like a person that goes a lot, it's like futuristic. It feels futuristic because it's just like bam, bam. I can like, it's easier to plan out your day in a way.
Well, I'm curious if other theme parks have an app, because I honestly feel like for the lay person, the app is going to be a game changer because you can without walking miles across the park, you can instantly see what the wait times are. Again, you could pre-order your food. Only thing I would say is slightly better than having an app is go with somebody who goes all the time. Because they're going to be like, we can take a shortcut here,
right.
Order the, like, order the, they can give you all the tips. But the app is game changer for Disney, I think.
Yeah. Oh, the app is definitely a game changer. And once you figure out how to use it, it's like, it's crazy. As far as going with people that go a lot, there are pros and cons.
Okay.
I like someone, I don't know what I just said. Like Kendall. Like we go with Brian and Kendall a lot. Brian Matthews is a comic friend of mine and his wife Kendall. She is like, it's like she has her phone like attached to her hand somehow.
But she knows all the
She's just like, oh, fucking, this isn't only a 40-minute wait time, and let's go do that. And on their way, we can do this. It's like, how do you like? Because my phone's in my pocket. Like I have to like, oh, let me pull it and open it up. It's like, how do you have this ready to go already?
She's
like,
a pro.
She is. And so like that, I love. The part I don't like is that people like that have been on everything a lot. And so when you're like, oh, I've never done like this submarine ride, for instance.
I'm getting called out here.
Yeah.
Or the Matterhorn.
Or the Matterhorn. Like, I've never done that. I would like to go on that. They're like, oh, it's cramped. It's janky. It makes your back hurt. It's claustrophobic. It's like, all right, I guess, like, we're not going to go on that. It's like, it like just discourages you from even going to it.
That's true.
And it's like,
I would do the submarine ride with you again, though.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
I can't do Matterhorn again. Sorry.
That's fine. I understand that. It was pretty uncomfortable. Like, your legs are longer than mine, and I was on, like, I couldn't believe how much they make you like pull up here. It's crazy, dude.
My knees got banged up, and I feel like I need a damn chiropractor.
With that being said, I will do it when we go back again.
Okay.
Because it wasn't that bad. It wasn't. I'm more skeptical about Guardians.
Really?
Than I am about, for sure.
I would have guessed that
for
way
sure.
around. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Well, didn't Brian say that, or we had somehow discovered that
one side is supposedly worse than the other, but he had a cushion and I didn't, so I feel like it evens out.
But he with the cushion side was technically the worst.
The worst side, yeah.
So you got the better side.
But I didn't have a cushion, so it's like,
you want to go
really
try
better?
The cushion side?
I will. Well, I didn't have a choice. Like in single rider, they're just like, go there,
that's
bitch.
True.
They just fucking is like, being in line at Disney is very much like being a piece of cattle. Yeah, like you just go through, they fucking scan your thing and just go whatever, brand you, get on the ride. If you don't move fast enough, come on.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
You were just saying the downsides of going with
oh
people.
Yeah, that's like the big thing is they're just like, that ride sucks because of this. And it's like, all right, I guess like I won't get the experience of being like, well, that was dumb. But meanwhile, they want to go on the most boring fucking rides in the whole park, and I don't Pirates.
That's like a nice rest, cool, chill ride.
Let's sit on a bench.
Yeah.
And people watch.
And be moved around and watch a story.
Why are we standing for 45 minutes in line to do that? That doesn't make any sense. Like, we could be resting while we're standing in line on a bench. Like, why the fuck? That doesn't make any sense.
That's fair.
Let's go do the monorail. There's never a wait for that. Let's go get a fucking Dole Whip and jump on the monorail if you want to rest. Why are we waiting to rest? That's so dumb. I hate it. And the ride sucks. It's boring as shit.
Well, I feel like the more... And I know there's different schools of thought on this, but to me, the more exciting part of Pirates is the beginning, like when you have the little cool little drops or whatever.
Okay, I forget about those.
Because you don't really know. Well, I mean, I know it's coming, but like for somebody who hasn't ridden it, you don't know that stuff is coming. It's like after the drop, and you see the ship battle with the cannons, and then you're going through the animatronics. It's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I miss with that ride in particular, and I'm not sure if you ever rode it. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Both of those used to have real fire in them because those are the bomb ride. And because like toward the end of Pirates, you see like the explosions and stuff that's burned. Yeah. I don't know that it was real fire, but it was something heat emitting. Those are the perfect rides to go on after you got drenched in Splash Mountain. Let's go in here and warm up. But they took out the real heat. I don't know why, but
the rumor is the new Splash Mountain gets you wet.
Yeah.
So.
Good thing it's gonna be later in warmer weather when we go back.
Yeah, we have to take ponchos, dude. I'm not getting soaked.
I mean, if it's
I'm too old for that shit. You know what I mean?
If it's a hot day, though, I mean, you dry within like an hour and a half.
We can always take more stuff, right? We can take like socks, and that's what I'm mostly worried about is like my feet.
Same. If my feet are cold, my whole body feels cold.
Like I guess like torso and even like pants. Like if we're walking around, like they'll dry.
Yeah.
But like socks is like I'll kill myself.
Well, it's not ventilated. It's in a shoe.
I'll hop a fence and go stand under a roller coaster.
Oh my god!
But yeah, I'm excited for the Incredicoaster. I had a great time last time. I had to ride it with this strange man, but we had fun together.
I took a video of you. You have a blast.
Yeah. We'll put that right here.
All right.
Yeah, we'll let the people see it.
Okay.
It's good. It's good fun. Mm-hmm. That's a good roller coaster. I'm so sorry that like that makes you sick because like it's just so fun. Like it's a pretty basic like chill roller coaster.
Full disclosure though, for some reason, and every time I go into the park and look at it, I'm like, how did I not know there was a loop there? But like the loop with the big Disney, did you not realize that there was a loop in it?
We went upside down?
Yeah. See? Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that didn't realize that the first time I rode it.
I don't even remember going upside down.
When you walk into the park and you see it, there's a big like Mickey head.
Is it still that? No, they changed it though now, right? Isn't it like a Pixar thing now? I thought they
Maybe.
changed
Oh
it.
yeah. It might say
yeah.
something Pixar Pier or something. Yeah, it might
Yeah.
say that now.
Oh,
But
yeah.
there was a loop a
Right.
loop in it. So I didn't know that when I first wrote it, and I'm pretty sure I had on sunglasses or some kind. And I remember at the launch, you pull
do
up
that
and
thing?
it's
You're
like,
like, "Huh?"
yeah, and they're like 3, 2, 1, and then and I was like, oh my god, I did not think this is this fast, and so I'm already like, ha ha,
Yeah.
and it's like we're dropping and then it's like I felt my glasses coming off of my face and I was like, oh no. And so it felt slow motion to me. I'm pretty sure it wasn't actually slow motion, but I remember like trying to get my hand to my face and just the
floated up.
Yeah, the resistance, like I couldn't get it up. And so the second it detached from my face, I managed to catch him.
Oh, dude, Mission Impossible shit.
And I just remember like feeling like I went, and so I realized I went upside down. Then I got off the ride. I'm like, what happened? And I'm looking, I was like, oh, there was a loop in this. I did not know that. And I was like headachy and gross feeling the rest of the day after
So
that.
do you think it was your lack of awareness that threw you off? Or like, do you think now, like knowing what it's like, do you think you could
I mean the part that
give
it
it a
was,
try?
the part that
For
it
me?
being fast,
For me?
if it's the last ride don't do that. Don't. If it's the last ride we ride, maybe I'll do it.
All right, we'll try it. I'll do single rider by myself early in the day.
Because if I get jacked up, I don't want it to ruin my whole rest of my
Well,
day.
and I feel like if it's dark though, you really won't like it.
Oh. We'll play by ear.
All right. But if you're eating a lot, we're definitely not going to do it.
Oh,
So,
everybody on that ride about to get sprayed with some confetti chunks.
They also choose like a really weird time to take their picture on. It's like at the end when you're doing like the spiral.
Oh, there's a
part.
picture? Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I wonder if that new, because either I didn't know or they didn't have that when I wrote it.
Oh, they might not. I don't
Okay.
know. But I mean, I guess they probably could have redone it when they redid all the decorations.
Well, it was called California Screaming when I wrote it.
Right.
And now it's
The Incredicoaster. Yeah. It is cool because they do like sound effects when it's like as you're going up the thing. It's like
Is it that voice in
dash.
the beginning? Oh, it's a different voice.
Oh,
Okay.
they change it up. It's
Okay.
like lines from the movie, but
Oh.
it kind of coincides with what's happening. Or it's like the dad will be like, "Go Dash," and then poof, you're going. Like it's like in line. It's cool.
Okay.
It's cool. I enjoyed it. I think it's a great ride.
Okay.
It's definitely the most like thrillful ride at
Other
the
than
Disney
the
parks.
yo-yo droppy one.
Oh yeah. I guess that would probably take over on that one. It's just that one's just, I don't know, like that's such like a seems like such a 1960s ride thing. It's just like we're gonna take you up real high and we're gonna drop you.
Well,
You know,
they
so,
drop
okay.
you multiple times. Like going back to Magic Mountain, I don't know if it still exists. There was a ride called Free Fall, and they just drop you the once.
Right. Or like a
Which-
Tower of Terror thing.
Tower of Terror did not drop you just once.
Oh, really?
They yo-yoed your
Oh,
shit
I
too.
didn't know that. I
That's
thought it
what-
was like a one track, go up, go down. I
No.
thought
That's why I was
all right.
pissed off at the person that I rode the one time I rode it with. In case she's watching, you know who you are.
I know who you is.
And I remember specifically asking her, is it just one drop or multiple? She was like, it's just one drop, you'll be fine. And every time that picture cycles back around on memories, and I'm just like my fingers are digging into her arm. Like it's not a good experience for me.
But yeah, I guess. Oh, so at like Cedar Point, it was Power Tower,
Oh god.
and it wasn't like that though. It was like I'm sure they have some like it at like Knott's or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know what Six Flags out here has, and that's similar, but it's basically like a pillar, and there's like a thing connected, like a thing connected to the pillar, and there are seats around like the contraption. You know,
Okay.
they're facing outward, all of them.
Okay.
And it just like it goes up this cylinder, it goes up and down and like different and like the one at Cedar Point is fucking tall,
Oh, no.
dude. It's
So you're out in open
tall.
air? Or you're
Yeah.
inside?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
no.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's intense.
No.
I know, and that's another one. I would nope. I don't want to do that, dude. Yeah.
Even, I mean, and for me, I think it's just sharp drops that because rides that are like fast and like I'm
You're cool
fine
with
with,
that, yeah.
it's the drops and
It must.
people.
So it's like the stomach thing.
Yeah, and people
know?
always ask me, well, how do you go on Splash Mountain? I'm like, that's one drop. And even then, it's like in the moment, and as all my Splash Mountain pictures can attest to,
You're like, whoa.
yeah, it's like no matter how much I try to like, be like, don't look like you're scared to death. Like the pictures are always like I don't know, it's yeah, I can't control it. So even in that moment, there's there's a moment where I'm like, am I about to die right now? And then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's happy. We're good, you know.
Yeah. Okay. What else? Food.
So the food options.
So we're gonna go early-ish. We're gonna go when we want. We're gonna go to the Corn Dog Castle for lunch.
So, okay, you want me to read that? Because I'm going with desserts, the snacks section first. You want me to read
That's all we
those?
need.
No.
Is there more? Is there not just snacks? There's
I mean,
it's so much.
it's small bites, so it's like small portions. Almond cookie bread pudding. I'm not a big fan of bread pudding.
Almond cookie bread.
Like you never had the almond cookies, like from Asian restaurants. They're really good with like that half a almond thing in the center. Oh, you never even experienced that? Oh, they're actually really good. They have some strawberry milk tea macarons.
Oh yeah, everything's gonna be Asian-y because it's a
Lunar Festival.
like, okay.
Dalgona coffee bundt cake. That sounds interesting.
That sounds good.
Sweet milk topped with Dalgona foam. I don't even know what that is. Mandarin orange cream puff.
Hell yeah.
Toasted sesame and red bean churro. Hells yeah. Fire chicken wings. Okay, now we get into the food.
Fire chicken wings. Fire.
Oh, did I say it Michigan-y?
I don't
Fire.
know. No, you said it right.
Oh.
I say fire. Fire chicken wings.
Scallion pancake tostada.
Scallion pancake tostada. I need you to break this down for me.
Okay, fresh.
What's a scallion?
It's green onions.
Okay.
So
in my mind, I was thinking scallop, and I was just like, "This is gonna blow my mind if this is the case."
That would be interesting too.
Yeah, sorry.
Fried scallion pancake, bulgogi beef, kimchi aioli, and spicy scallion salad. Oh my god! Let me just say that slower. That sounded so good.
I don't know, dude.
Garlic noodles. I remember that one before. That one's really good.
Just garlic noodles.
Mm-hmm. Zesty butter garlic sauce and parmesan, like tossed in noodles. Ba mi, which this is going to be you. Grilled pork belly with pickled carrots and daikon, which is a radish. Cucumber and jalapeno with spicy mayo on a French roll.
That probably is good, yeah.
Beef and broccoli. Enough said. Strawberries and cream roulade. I don't know what roulade means.
Roulade.
Let's see, Mickey Mouse shaped hot dog bun. That looked like a pretzel. I saw a picture of that earlier. Mini char sui. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Pork shanks with rice and pineapple chutney. Shrimp lo mein noodles. Oh, we about to get good.
Dude, can we afford all this?
Well,
how does it work?
Oh, so you've never done a festival.
Break it down.
When you enter the area where... it's like shortly after you enter the park. There's a stand, and they've changed it now. It's just like a barcode. It used to be like a thing that you pretty much wore around your neck, and you like snap off these tabs. But you pay, I think, like $46, and there's like either like 6 or 8 back in the day tabs that you could use. But it's again just a barcode, so you could go to any of these stands and you let them scan it, and they'll give you like a little mini portion. So
sick, dude.
And last time I went to the food and wine one with a friend last April, and we lucked out as we were coming in. Some lady was like, "Hey, I didn't use all the rest of these. I think there's like 3 or 4, and you want?" So we each had bought one, plus had this lady's 3 to 4 extra.
Whoa,
we ate good that day.
Nice.
Yeah. So, it's you pay a flat fee, and you can just eat away at these things.
Hell yeah, dude.
And I think, you can use it for either drink or food. The alcohol drink you have to actually pay for. That's not included in it. Or if you want a full portion, then you'd have to pay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We can just do the snacks and then get our real food for lunch and stuff. Let's see. We don't have dinner planned. We'll fucking figure that out. We'll play that by ear.
Yeah.
We'd probably be too full if we're being completely honest. But I think it's like get there, maybe grab a bite or something. Probably do. I want to do the Incredicoaster as soon as possible. Probably. And then I guess like stuff I didn't do last time, like the other smaller rides, weirder rides.
I wonder
there's like a Toy Story one I never did. You're supposed to like
shoot that one's fun. Yeah.
I never did that.
Midway Mania, I think it's called.
Yeah, I never did that. We did an A shooting one, but I don't remember what it was.
That was is that also Toy Story theme? It's in Disney, on the Disney side.
That isn't Disneyland.
Yeah.
Was it Monsters Inc.? I don't remember.
Maybe? I don't remember.
But we did one.
Yeah, it was
fun.
based on a Pixar movie, though.
It was fun. You were trying to knock the gun out of my hand.
That's the one where like you can swivel the seat.
Yeah, and I'm
like,
way too strong for you, so
whatever.
Can't handle it.
I'll just find a better way to cheat. I'm gonna make it work.
Okay. All right. What do you want to? Let's move on. We had so much this week that happened. We had a request to talk about the musicals that we've gone to together.
Yeah.
From our good friend Johnny Gold on Instagram. We can talk tech, or we can do a follow up on a sort of a follow up on the last episode with Kendrick.
Let's do that one just because it's still somewhat relevant. So before that gets old.
So Duolingo. Which one do we show first? This one?
I don't remember which one posted
that was 5
first.
days ago, and this one are both on the same day.
Yeah.
All right, so Duolingo,
language learning app
that we use on a daily basis. Well, she's much more inclined to do it than I am. I do it out of necessity and to keep her off my fucking ass.
Whatever.
Duolingo posted this very funny thing in reference to the Drake Kendrick stuff. Of course, we talked about last week. They of course tagged the Super Bowl or hashtag Super Bowl. It's a new lesson just dropped in Duolingo music.
Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
Okay, here's my question. Is that A minor?
I don't know. I don't have perfect pitch like that. I need a piano.
Sorry. Okay, here and follow-up question. Do you think Kendrick's line is actually an A, or like that part of the song is an A minor? Because I've never considered it. I obviously can't play it.
Only because, I mean...
It's not really a chord at that point. It's just his
he's
voice.
Just talking. But, I mean, the music that is that... It's the same throughout the whole of the song. And unless he just purposely pitched that part in A minor, I don't think it is, but maybe it is. I don't know.
Not Like Us in A minor. He should put that in
the
parentheses.
Level of extra trolling that he... if it was an A minor, I'm like, that's pretty brilliant.
That would be... here's the thing. I wouldn't put it past him.
I mean, I wouldn't either.
Strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
I like how they put the black girl at the center, too.
And doing the first part of trying to strike a chord. So they posted that. I don't know if... We didn't do any research. We did not dig into this. We couldn't figure out if like there was any response to it at all. But then Duolingo turned around and posted this. Drake after attending his own funeral on national TV.
To me, that if I were Drake, this one would hurt more.
It's like, Jesus Christ. It's like, the first one, it's like, that's one thing. It's a popular song. You know, the thing just happened. It's like, okay, but this is just a direct attack on Drake. This
now they're
isn't
digging
even,
into rumors that he's had a BBL.
Yeah,
it's like, whew.
This isn't even like in reference. This isn't even like Kendrick's. This is a Kendrick reference. No, this is a direct dig at Drake, and it's so funny.
And the fact that they animated butt cheeks busting out into another Duolingo owl
so funny.
cracks me up.
So
also the side note that somehow they're on this ad campaign that the Duolingo owl is dead, and they're saying that he was killed by something Canadian, like also a dig at Drake. And then they were like, oh, is it killed by a Tesla? Like, they're coming out and shanking everybody. Elon, Drake, like...
I can't look at this big time without logging in. It's stupid. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're going for, but they're definitely working.
I mean, I feel like it's probably resulted in a lot more people signing up just for the drama, just see how it develops. Wait, scroll down. What's that with the French flag? Oh, that's just all of them. Okay. Oh, that sucks.
Lame. Yeah, Duolingo just out here fucking
So if you're
taking
Drake,
shots.
and I'm sure Duolingo is not the only company / property taking the cheap digs, how would how would you feel if like at your every turn in existence there's somebody like taking a knife and just
I think if you're that big, you learn to not take it personally.
one would hope,
And
but stars are still human people.
I know, but I think you kind of channel it into like, all right, how can we like take advantage of this?
And I don't think there's a way he can.
I mean, he's
At
not
this point.
he's not in a cave just like not doing it. He's still doing shows. He's out there selling tickets. He's not hurt. Like he's not
True.
struggling. Like he's fine. You know, like
To a point, I don't know. I feel like
think-
the best thing
I
he could do
underst-
at this point is just make a post
It's-
with a white flag being like, all right, Kendrick, you got this round.
he
We
can't-
cool.
He can't do that.
I mean, he won't, obviously, but I feel like that's the only way to save face for him.
Any respect he had left by anybody, he would lose it then. He just got to keep doing his. He got the publicity, whether he won or lost didn't matter. He got the publicity. That's all he
Okay.
wanted. By the way, this is our new segment of pop culture that we call "We Know We're Making It Worse." There'll be a graphic for that in due time. But it's like he's like, I don't care. Like people are definitely listening to Drake more than they were before. They're not listening as much as they're listening to Kendrick, but they're definitely listening. He's definitely on more people's maps than he was before.
I mean,
Definitely.
if people, I feel like of his streaming numbers, probably the diss tracks towards Kendrick are probably, but I don't know if he's getting.
Drake has bangers.
I mean, on a personal note, I haven't heard you play a Drake song since this
it's
Kendrick
been
beef.
well, yeah. Well, it's like the Michael Jackson thing is like it's hard to like play the song of a guy who everybody's calling a pedophile right now. Like
True.
it's just weird.
True.
Like it's why I don't follow Chris D'Elia anymore. It's why like Michael Jackson I listen to on my own. Like it's just I don't admit that I like Michael Jackson. It's like you just don't.
That's fair.
Or like you don't say Bill Cosby's funny anymore. Like you can't. Like
Without entering a discourse
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
his dirty deeds, that's for sure.
so I don't remember the point I was trying to make, but that's the point.
Okay.
All right. Where do we go from here?
Okay, I'm curious.
All right, this
you've
is
been
a
so
fun,
cagey
this is
with
a
this
fun
one. It won't let me
Yeah,
see.
This is fun. So this was posted to this account called Hype and Hip Hop.
Mom is going viral for these photos with her son. Wait, what did it say? What y'all what? Scroll up.
Oh, I thought you were reading.
Oh,
it.
what y'all
Sorry.
think of that? Okay.
Mom is going viral for these photos with her son. What y'all think of him?
At face value. Okay, so first impressions. Okay, it's first of all, this picture on the left looks like she already turned him upside down, and then this is his.
They did the one on the right first.
Yes, yes, because that child looks terrified. Also, based on the two looks on their faces, and having a black mother myself, that face looked like you done worked my last nerve. You been hollering and screaming and ain't wet or hungry. I'ma show your little ass. That I'm not playing. Her face looks fed the hell up. And that kid's face looks like he FAFO'd. He fucked around and found out she wasn't playing in that moment. She looks so pissed off.
She does. Okay, so first impression. I've swiped through these, so I've seen these.
Okay, I want to see the other one.
That's a fair like first assumption.
Okay.
This is
That kid looks scared. As hell.
hilarious. But his hair though, my first thing I noticed is that it's like, black girls will do that like press down
Yeah,
thing. I don't know
the
what it's
edge
called. Yeah,
control
the edge.
thing.
That's what that looks like to me. Doesn't it?
But is it edge control when it was your whole head? I don't see any hair popping
I know.
out.
It's like he did it for the whole thing. All right. So here's the first. So this is of course the first one we saw.
Okay. She don't. Is this her kid? She don't even look like
Must
she
be.
likes it. Look at the way she's holding him. She's got a knuckle grip on the side. That's almost like a church pinch. Like you've been acting up,
Nah.
and I'm trying to get you to stop, but I don't want to show out in front of the company.
Now, I don't know if I should tell you now or when we get to the end.
Okay.
Well, I'll go through them. So, but like they're matching well, so
Yeah.
that makes me feel.
She had a whole plan for this photo shoot. That's obvious. Yeah. She is. Wait, let me see his face. Is he digging it? No, it's
I
not.
don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, whoa.
I
Wow.
mean, dude, it's so funny.
That was a choice.
That's
Is
so
he-
funny.
It almost looked like he was flipping the bird, but that's just the index finger.
Oh,
Okay.
here, this is why it's so big. That's what I wanted to do. Dude, that's so funny.
Wow.
Let me pop, pop. Let me pull out the AK on these motherfuckers. Pat, pat, pat. And I mean, this is like
Okay, this is a cute one.
Yeah, this is kind of typical,
It's also
right?
weird that she still looks mad as hell, though. But
So, okay, now at this point, I'm like, oh, this is on purpose, and this is intentional, and like, this was methodical,
Okay.
and planned, and this is so funny. That is hilarious. This is awesome. That is actually a great picture, in my opinion.
it is.
I don't care that she's not smiling. Maybe she's got fucked up teeth.
I mean, that's possible.
But she's not ugly.
No.
Like, she's got like a cool, like
Her
a
hair is set.
yeah.
Okay.
She's got like a nice, like a unique. Wow.
Wow.
Our Mickey Mouse phone. You want to answer it?
I'm just gonna. They can call it. Okay.
Like, she's got a nice look to her. Like, she looks
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah.
Like her eyeballs are on fleek. You
Yeah.
know? It's like
I'm also impressed that she got a child that seems like a toddler, like no more than 3, to sit still and balance on her feet like that.
I would be scared to do this with
Yeah,
a child.
yeah.
Like, I'd be like, they're gonna fall. Like, they don't
I
have
would-
the core strength for this.
Exactly. That's
They're
how
gonna fall. They're gonna break their fucking head open on this gray wooden floor. But like seeing like the last two, I was like, oh, this was intentional, and like she definitely thought about this and this before she was in there, 100%, and that's hilarious.
the latter 3, and I mean, the gun position one is questionable, but
That's what I love.
this feels like she had a plan. And he came in here super fussy and was messing up her plan because she probably just meant to do them ladder shots or some other cutesy shots. And she was like, "If you don't shut the hell up and stop crying," like
I think she wanted it to look like that.
then mission
I
accomplished.
I think it was planned because it's too perfect. Like,
Wait,
and if she was
scroll down
actually
again.
mad, I don't think the kid would be calm enough to
go back,
like.
go back to
sorry.
the upside down picture because he doesn't even look. He doesn't look as scared upside down as he does
He
right
looks
side up.
terrified.
That
like this.
that looks like the blood is now going to the rest of his body. He looks scared right there.
I mean, he looks like she just snatched him up real quick and was like, "Come here, little motherfucker." And
This was if I had to bet money, this was the last shot.
That's probably okay.
And her way she's holding him just bespokes anger to me.
It's so funny,
Who-
dude. It's the only one she's wearing that sweater in too.
Oh yeah, it is. Okay.
But he's wearing the same thing the whole
Yeah.
time. So funny, dude. It's so
I
funny.
could practically hear him panting. Like he's like or like after a child just got a whooping and they're like this is that.
Here he's like, "What's that over there?" It's like, "That's that elephant, but upside down." She's just
That
like,
is funny.
it's so funny, dude. Dude, by the ankles, oh my god,
Yeah.
gets me every time. It's so funny.
What's the I don't know. This one confuses me the most, I think.
Why?
I don't know. That's just a weird
She's hood as fuck. She doesn't want
I
anybody
mean
to fuck with her.
clearly, but like your child is the gun?
This goes hard. This is tough.
It goes big hard,
This
yeah.
is tough, dude. I'm not fucking with this chick. Like 0%.
I mean, I'm not fucking with her based on that first picture.
I'm bringing her donuts and cookies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I find out that I'm working with her, like I'm getting on
Yeah.
her good side.
For sure. 100%.
If I see this picture, like if I'm going in a first day and like there's cubicles and I walk by her cubicle and I see this picture, or even better, like this one.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, she's like, "Hey, I'm trying not to be offensive."
I'm Keisha.
Okay. I was trying not to be offensive.
That's not offensive.
"Hey, I'm Keisha," and I see that and I go, "What's your kid's name? What I'm like, I am just immediately ingratiating myself
For
to
sure.
her
For sure. But again,
because I don't want her to come up with this fucking.
the initial, I mean, to me, that initial shot gives me the same don't mess with her vibes as this one.
Maybe her kid's name is like Beretta or something. It's named after a gun.
That's funny.
This is shit. I'm so stupid. I don't even know gun names.
I
I'm so
know.
not white.
His
I don't
name
know
is
gun
Wesson.
names. His name is Remington.
His whole name
there
is
you go.
Smith and Wesson.
I was gonna say Remington, but yeah, Weston. Weston would be Weston could be a definite black name.
Definitely. Yeah.
Weston could be a black name.
Yeah.
And that's great. That's perfect. So if that's the case, I'm all on board. Mm-hmm. And that would be that's like an inside joke for like people, like send it to a friend like, oh, it's funny because they named their kid Remington, like Remy or something like.
Yeah.
And that's like a rifle company. Anyway.
True. Wait, can we go back to that first one again? Oh my god! Wait, scroll. I just want to get make sure I'm not missing details.
What do you want to?
I don't know. Just her grip is
Comments
is just
the fact that she has her fingers scrunched up on the one side. Mm-hmm. Like she didn't go under the arms and like hold him.
Because that would have been the normal pose. She was like, "You ain't moving, mofo. Like stay still."
It's awesome, dude.
That is funny. These new people think that their babies are... Damn. Her not combing out that hair is truly wicked. Oh. Wait.
She a mom.
Nobody's hair looks uncombed.
Maybe here? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not one to judge.
Oh. Maybe that was why he got that grip. He was messing up the do, and she was like, what you not gonna do?
Yeah.
Just have me up in here looking raggedy.
So funny. I wonder if there was like... If like her family was like, you should do like a photo shoot, like they like really pushed her to, and she was like, fine, like I'll do it, but I'm gonna do it just in spite of them, did shit like this.
I can see that.
Yeah, that sounds fun. I'm also on board with that.
Yeah, he doesn't look scared in any photo but that first one.
Nah, he loves his mom.
Oh well,
this is full
trust. That one looks a little scared.
The first one is just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's not scared. It's just like, and this is the only one he's looking at the camera too. So they're probably like, look here, shaking something. And he's like, what is that?
Because
he's almost even trying to smile, like
because the blood hasn't fully redistributed yet. He's just kind of like, I see 25 photographers. Which one am I supposed to focus on? I'm dizzy.
So funny.
Yeah, but she ain't cracked a single smile.
So good. We can save tech talk for next time.
Okay. Let's talk about going back to Johnny Gold. Thing we're talking about musical. Since Wicked was the most recent thing we saw, let's talk about your thoughts.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm gonna plug real quick while we're in the middle of the episode. Sure. First things first, I guess. Follow me on Instagram at Willie_D20. It's at the bottom of the screen there right now. I'll be in Ontario, California on February 26th, a Wednesday, at the Ontario Improv. You can get tickets now on improv.com/Ontario. Look for the Buddy System. My friend Carlos Patino is headlining, but I will be on that show for Shizzle. Manizzle.
Nope, we don't do Snoop no more.
I can't say that.
No,
it's because it's like a derivative of the N word.
Oh, no, I was just saying because it's
because it's Snoop. Oh, okay,
we
my
can
bad.
disown Snoop.
We can't do Izzles anymore.
Nope.
Okay. And then I will be back in Yucaipa, California on March 1st at Hops and Spokes Brewery, 7:30 p.m. show there. Every Thursday I'm downtown Riverside at Back to the Grind for open mic night presented by the Buddy System. Let's see. If you want to contact us about anything, thickthinpod@gmail.com. Let us know how you like to spend your time at Disney. Any topics you want us to talk about, any questions you have about us, our relationship. If we're open to it, we'll talk about it. Or advice. We would love to get into advice columns. Holy shit. Would we love to get into advice columns. So send us an email. Whatever. Anything you want to plug? I think that's everything for me.
Nothing want to plug. Follow me at eb_Nick if you want to see the goofy shit I'll be posting. Yeah, that's it.
Word. Okay, so musicals. Excuse me. Sorry, that's embarrassing. Yeah, all right. So Wicked. Wicked is the most recent phenomenon because of the movie, not because of like the show.
Right.
So when the movie was like announced, I'd never seen the stage play, so nor was I inclined to. I don't care. When that came out, it started to come out, you were like, fucking Wicked, so cool. I'm like, okay. But like obviously, like I know like its popularity and all that stuff. But I made the choice early on I wanted to see the stage play before I saw the movie, and we made that happen.
Look what happened.
A few weeks ago at this point or something.
It was
a
like,
month ago.
mid-January that we saw it.
Now, I understand that when it comes to stage plays, it's like it's a cast to cast kind of thing sometimes. Like, what cast you see might make or break the show.
Oh, okay. True.
And it was kind of the case apparently for the one that we saw.
Yes.
It was overall as a production, like it was good, but it was underwhelming because it's like, I'm thinking like, this has been in production for 30 years at this point.
21 to be exact.
21
coming up on.
Honestly, what's the difference? But 22, 30, it's like you've had long enough to like hone it. I was expecting more a little bit.
Like production value?
Yeah.
Or,
like it's obvious. It's like, of course it's well done. Like costumes are great and all that shit, except for Alphaba. It was very ragged. Like,
I mean, she's supposed to be.
I know. I guess. We'll get, whatever.
Okay.
So, but like, I don't know. Like I just expected, I don't know, more like fire or something. I don't know, just fucking more. I don't know, flying or move, like more up stuff. More, you know what I mean? Like more up stuff.
Okay.
Does that make sense? More flying things. Like, I don't know. Like, there was like a couple reveals where it was like, whoa, that was really cool. That was like the fucking flying monkey thing in the background was really cool. How they did that. I think there's like one instance at the end where Alphaba's like up in the air.
Oh, at the end of the first act, yeah.
At the end of the first act. But other than that, it's kind of like they don't really utilize like the upper space. And it's like for someone that can fly on a broomstick, it's like fucking.
Well, that's the point at which she discovers she can.
Or I guess Galinda can't do her bubble yet. So like she's not floating around yet. I don't know.
Not at that point.
So,
well, I mean, the show opens with it, but it's like.
But also, there's some weird like overlaps where like, oh, it's like before they don't know, and then now it's during, and like, but she still can't do her bubble. Fucking it's dumb. I didn't like this. The bottom line is I didn't like the stage play. Really, I thought it was. Again, just underwhelming for how much like I've heard about it.
Okay.
And the sound sucked when we went, I guess. Like we couldn't really hear the people, like their mics were off or around. I don't know. It was weird.
Make out all the lyrics, unfortunately.
And I was like, there was a lot of things with the stage play where I was like, well, why does this and like, why this doesn't make sense with like what I know about like the Wizard of Oz. And you kept being like, well, it's not, the movie is like a prequel to like the book, not the movie, is what you're saying, is what you're telling me. And so it's like, so not everything is like in line with
it's an
like
amalgam, yeah.
But like what I'm saying is like not everything is, so I'm over here like poking holes, like how did they like do this when like this was like, well but that's not how it happened in the book necessarily. I was like, oh, all right. So like I kind of have to get past that. Hate the ending.
Well, spoiler alert for people that have only ever seen the movie.
If you've only seen the movie and you're waiting for part 2, there's going to be spoilers.
Yeah.
The ending sucks. It's so hokey.
The fact
that she doesn't really die dead. And they run, that her and the Scarecrow run off together. It's like, what the fuck did you ruin? Like you ruined it. You really, they really ruin everything. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Well, when you consider that Wizard of Oz, the 1939 film, is by and large told from Dorothy's point of view, right? Yeah.
I don't know. I've never read the book.
Other than the portion where she's in the castle. I mean, I'm not talking about the movie. Not even talking
Yeah,
about the book.
that's what I'm. Oh, not
So-
the book, the movie.
Right.
I guess like
Other than the chunk when the other three are going to the castle to
I wouldn't
save
even
her.
say it's her point of view. It's just telling a story. I don't
Right.
think they thought about it that deep. They didn't think
Well-
about this is from Dorothy's
Well,
perspective.
this
It's like
is-
no, this is just
how I rationalize
this is just
it.
a story being told.
This is how I rationalize it. If you consider that Wizard of Oz is largely, with a few scenes of an exception, from Dorothy's point of view. So, thinking of the end of the Wizard of Oz, she throws the bucket on, she melts, she takes the broomstick back, boom. Then the way that Wicked the show ends doesn't necessarily negate that. It's especially given that the show is largely about perception and PR. It's like that works.
Yeah.
From the public's point of view, yeah, she did die, but behind the scenes, I don't know. But going back to our most recent trip to the stage play, I had been hyping Wicked up to you almost since I've known you, because I'm a large Wizard of Oz fan and I love Wicked. Like, I think this was probably my 5th or 6th time seeing the stage version, and I was just like, come on, and then as I'm watching now, obviously I know what's going to happen. But as I'm watching, trying, that whole like, oh, I'm going to watch it with fresh eyes, so I can maybe see stuff that you're seeing. And it was like with the Fiyero and Elphaba's mic being like super low and you can't make out the lyrics. And,
It was like being in an opera.
I mean, I
You
guess.
kind of had to put together what was happening. It was like, I don't know.
With musicals,
All right.
though, it's like you need to hear the lyrics because that's part of the story.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I wonder, did he catch that? I was thinking that.
And at break,
Also-
it was pretty clear that I missed quite a
Yes,
bit.
yes.
Because you were like, who do you think is blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, I think is it. And
His
you're like,
theories are way
you
off."
missed a.
Yeah.
And then, like, re-listening to it, I'm like, oh, yeah, if I would have heard that clear, I would have been very obvious. Yeah.
And then, like, I mean, as if any of you guys have listened to the OG Broadway soundtrack or the movie soundtrack, Elphaba's songs are belty song. Like, you got to sing that with your whole chest. And this chick just wasn't. Like, she was just like,
It was dainty.
so if you can't find me, let me. And I'm like, ma'am, can we get some diaphragm up in there? Like, it was.
Give me a.
Yeah. So it sucks that he didn't see the best version of it. Story points that he objects to aside, I was disappointed for him.
And I also understand that, like, it's like you were saying, like perception and PR and like a little bit of like anti-racism kind of thing, but it's also like
And political tyranny.
yeah,
I mean,
but like you
that's-
couldn't. There was a thing of like, it was almost like too like direct, where it's like, so they're like, hey, we have these like animals that are intelligent and we're gonna start abusing them. Like, they're blatant about it. Like, they're straight up like, we're gonna abuse them so they can't speak anymore. And everybody, literally everybody, literally, you guys, literally,
show or movie or both.
literally both. It doesn't matter. This is a
okay.
story thing. Literally everybody is okay with it except for Elphaba. And it's like, nobody had a dog, like a pet, or like, what I'm saying? I guess that's probably
I
like
wouldn't
what they're
necessarily say that they're
it's
okay
like-
with it, but they just weren't inclined to step up and say something. Which,
But-
that's not relatable in today's current political climate.
But there are plenty of people speaking up right now. there's not a
There are, but like, especially depending on whatever microcosm you exist in, you might not hear a dissenting opinion.
I guess, but I don't know. It's just like, but especially in the movie, because she goes like, when they put like, they have the animal in the cage, in the show too. They have the animal in the cage in front of the class, and she like says something, and they're all like, "This is a crazy thought that you would have." Like, it's like nobody else goes, "Yeah, I kind of," until like she freezes time somehow, and fucking
in the movie, yeah.
Fiyero is like immune, and he all of a sudden jumps up, and it's like, so like if it's like, well, then what's, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, if someone was just like, we're gonna start beating these people, I'm pretty sure I would be like, hey, no.
But here, let me add another nuance to it. What in the show we see the Professor Dr. Dillamond, and we see that cub. So what if everybody, because in theory animals being able to talk are diminishing considerably, you know, at Shiz, the only animal they've been exposed to for a lot of them is probably Dr. Dillamond, and what they're just like, oh, you're nice and articulate for your kind, because I've never experienced that.
But it was also part of the story that like it's well known that like the animal people were like prominent scholars,
right? But they make it like it was hundreds of years ago. It wasn't like they have a lot of examples. I'm just saying, I'm just adding little extra flavor to that.
It's just like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It's too one-sided. Where it's like everybody is okay with animal abuse. It's just like there's not like a coalition that's like with where the alphabet coalition. Like it's come on.
It's easy to abuse what you're not used to seeing. Like that's like what it could be the equivalent of us with like roaches. Let's say, and I'm being hyperbolic, obviously. We're like, ew, roaches kill it, blah blah blah. I mean, they technically are a living thing. We're not like, oh, don't kill. It just.
Yeah, but they're also imposing on our living space.
What if they think that about animals?
Huh?
What if they think that about animals in the world of Wicked?
Well, then fine, then kill them. Fucking get rid of them. They don't need to be teaching classes.
Right. Okay. So then transition to your thoughts on the movie.
The movie's great.
All right. Well.
I mean, I hope that they change the ending at the for the second one. I know they won't, but my hopes are high because it's so dumb.
I don't think it's dumb.
It's so stupid. I hope maybe they make it make more sense. The thing that the movie is able to do is add more context to a lot of stuff. Like they can change locations and time within songs that
you can't do in
the stage play, or you can't convey in the stage play.
Without it feeling so like,
yeah. But in the movie, they're able to like be like, oh, they're alone doing this, right? Like, or they're like kind of, I don't know, like, I guess like the Loathing song is a good, like when you see it on stage, montage, you're like, you're not sure if, are they in the same room? You kind of assume they are, but you're not really sure. But in the movie, it's like they're across the room from each other, and the choreography in the movie is obviously 100 times better than the stage play. It's fucking insane. It's wild. I mean, and not to like diminish the stage play. I think you just have like parameters.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do in a stage play. And like we say, or like I guess I say with film, I say this all the time. Like they had as many takes as they needed to get that right. Like on a stage play, it's like it has to be something that you can do every time.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's necessarily the case with movies. I think they're like, this is going to be really difficult, but we only have to get it once.
Yeah. One thing I really noticed more this time seeing the stage play than and that's a result of having seen the movie is, again, seen it a gazillion times, love it. I know what follows and, the pacing of it. But specifically this time, I think because I just came off of fresh watches of the movie. Yes, multiple, don't judge me. Is that the stage play now felt so rushed. And for those of you who don't know, the whole stage play is the length of Wicked Part 1, the movie. So just the pacing of it, I was like, oh, we got here fast. And it somehow the fact that the movie could breathe and like take its time with the pacing, it makes
between scenes.
Yeah, it makes the stage play now feel so rushed narratively. Even like their character arcs, which I mean they're great arcs and story wise, but it almost feels rushed now. Like, well, how did Glinda change her mind that fast?
Yeah, I guess I hope that I hope that they clear up the timeline for the second part, because I think that's a lot of what I had an issue with was like, how does this line up again with what I know about the movie? Like, I know it's going to be a little different. Like, they don't have ruby slippers in the fucking play, which is dumb. Silver slippers, that doesn't stand out anyway. But what was I saying?
You're hoping that with the movie
I need more info. They
Fix the story, the timeline.
the timeline, because it was like they were like trying to like clash the two stories. And it was like, all right, this happens, and then fucking Dorothy runs into this person. It's like, well, that doesn't really add up, because like just logistically it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And I know it's a fantasy world, and I guess it doesn't really have to, but it should. And so like I hope that they just like somehow like, I don't know,
unravel it a little bit.
because it doesn't make sense.
I mean, specifically the again, spoiler alert.
The scarecrow
The
thing.
scarecrow, like in the stage show where
The wicked
Glinda shows up after she sent Dorothy off from
Right.
Munchkinland, and then they bring out this Fiero, the soon-to-be scarecrow. You know, and there's a whole kerfuffle conflict scene, and then as punishment, they put him on a post, you know, as scarecrows are on, and they take him out into a cornfield.
They're basically crucifying him.
Yeah, where we know, again, story order, that Dorothy is about to meet him, and it's like, okay, well, if they have this confrontation
At the house
at
where the
the
house
house
landed.
dropped, how is Dorothy going down the road and
meets the scarecrow?
So that is a one thing where it's like, wait,
Yeah, and then what? And he's like, "Oh, I've been here for years, or at least in the movie." And he's like, "I've been here for
in the Wizard of Oz movie,
yeah."
I just
but
assume they do like a
They have no brain. He has no brain, so it's like,
maybe
all
they wipe
right.
some of his memories or something. I don't know. Yeah,
Fair enough.
We'll see how they play that in the second half of the
So
movie.
I hope that gets cleared up, because that didn't make sense, like logistically. It's like, what did she like? Do a loop and come back through? What is it? A freeway on ramp that she has to
I
come
know.
back to?
That's funny.
Follow the yellow brick on ramp to the yellow
right
brick
on
freeway.
back to where you just left.
And
yeah.
if you follow the freeway, you'll get to exit 0, and you can take then the yellow brick road into yellow brick street,
Okay.
which is then leads way to, I assume, turns to Emerald within the city limits. Like, I imagine you don't use yellow brick road
I mean,
in
why
the
not?
Emerald City.
I mean, it goes according to the Wizard of Oz. It goes to the door, but inside
It goes to the door, exactly.
I mean, green is the theme. Then why they need other colors?
Exactly, that's my point. So it becomes an Emerald brick road, which doesn't have the same ring
It
to it.
doesn't roll. Yeah.
Which, they do reference that in the play of like the ring. I think that's like in the later part.
Ring.
Like they're like, what color
Oh.
should we make the roads?
you
Was
mean
that in the movie?
That's the movie.
That was in the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That part I like that.
Yeah.
That was funny because it
That
was
was
like,
cute.
oh yeah, like we're green or like red, like doesn't really
Mm-hmm.
like work. Like yeah, yellow brick road. There is a certain ring to it.
Yeah.
They nailed it in 1939. Fucking the yellow brick road.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
And you know he's at the purple, no, fucking blue, no, red, yellow, yellow, green, no, yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Fucking,
it works.
I could just see fucking, what is it, L. Frank Bomb just follow the yellow brick road, just writing it, typewriting it in that fucking.
Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious. I wonder if he had any like consulting creds for 1939 Wizard of Oz. I think he was still alive then. Or where they're just like, we bought
They
your
just
book
bought the
rights,
rights.
just go on
Yeah.
back home, bro. Like,
Fuck off, L. Frank. We don't need help from anybody named Frank. We got
Right.
Walt over here, dude. Walt.
No,
Walt.
that's not Disney.
Huh?
That's not Disney.
What?
Were you saying Walt as in Disney?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he wasn't part of Wizard
Oh,
of Oz.
yeah. It's MGM, is
Yeah,
it?
it's
Oh,
MGM.
yeah. They got that lion and shit. Is that why that's what they're like, we need the lion.
Oh, that would be funny.
For the MGM thing, for the Wizard of Oz, they should have changed it so
Oh, I'm scared.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
That would have been hilarious.
Put 'em up.
I think that would have taken so much that they never would have changed it back to the Leo the Lion.
Yeah, they in the stage play they did miss an opportunity to use that soundbite of like a because the Tin Man is like trying to get him to
Pull
speak.
him on, yeah.
Yeah.
Just show a tail.
Yeah, they just show the tail,
Yeah.
and I told you afterwards they should have done just like a in this off to just
True.
over the PA that is just.
But then they
yeah.
probably would have had to like, I don't know how rights and copyright and
That's
intellectual
just a
material.
sound. That's just a sound.
Would they have
effect. I
been
don't
like,
think
you're
you can-
referencing our form? Run me.
They reference the whole fucking thing. They reference the movie plenty of time. I don't think that would be a problem at all. Anyway, I will. Okay, so compared to other ones, it's definitely not the best one. I mean, Hamilton was the best one that we saw in
Okay.
person for sure.
Okay.
And then I think after that, The Grinch.
Oh wow. Okay. That
I
ranks
mean,
higher.
I'm trying to think of what
over
else.
6.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's a better production,
Okay.
and it tells like a story. I don't know. It was like,
Okay.
and it was like, I don't know. It was like. It was wintertime. It was the theme, and
Yeah,
it's like
it
I
had
know
the
the
Christmassy
story.
vibe.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I already know the Grinch, and it's
True.
like and it was fun. It was funny. It was adorable, and it was just nostalgic, but
Yeah.
also new because I'd never like
Seen a stage
seen
version,
it. Yeah. So I really liked the Grinch. What else? So what else have we seen? We've seen 6.
We've seen 6. I going into that one. That for those of you who don't know, that's a story based on the 6 wives of Henry V, or 8th. And I did not pregame
God, you
insofar
lost
as
so much cred right
I know.
there.
Right. I didn't pregame that one insofar as listening to the soundtrack before going to the show.
Pre-game in Broadway nerd
yeah,
terms
there
is
you go.
so funny.
Whatever, don't judge me. So I went into that one cold, and I was not prepared for the fact that it is not a traditional narrative story. It's more like a concert. There's no intermission, and each of the queens kind of, they're all glitzed up, and they, their costumes are a callback to 16th century kind of stuff. But it was
But modern music.
Yeah, and all the songs are in modern thing. Like I think did they actually was it in the playbill, or did they actually say like
Oh, it would be
each-
like in the style of.
yeah, like
because
in the
one
style
of them was
Adele,
Lizzo.
or one of the
That's
style
right.
Lizzo.
That's right. They did do that. Actually, if we fucking pulled out your fucking flip book, we could have looked at it.
And like the first one was supposed to be kind of like Beyonce. Yes. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
so it's in the style of modern music, telling us 500-year-old story.
I wouldn't even say telling a story, telling a perspective from the
Yeah,
story,
yeah.
which is weird because, like you were saying, like I don't know if you said it yet because I wasn't listening, but if you don't know anything about King Henry VIII going into this, everything's over your head.
I feel like that's a show where it banks heavily on you knowing stuff, and more than just that this is the guy that had 6 wives. Peak appreciation for it if you really know nuances, because they're with the lyrics, they're very witty and nuanced. And even I've listened to it a lot of times, and even when I still listen to it, I'm like, oh, I didn't catch that, that's cute or whatever. So yeah, I really liked that one, even though I was a little shocked that it wasn't a traditional play. But
in the
I really
moment,
liked it.
I was like, this is fucking lame. And I was just like kind of like there was certain parts that were cool. House of Holbein is a great song.
Yeah.
It's in like house music style, like German European house music style, and it's if I remember right, the lighting was like fucking all crazy.
Flashy, yeah.
So like it was a cool production, but again, it was just like not what I expected, and so I was like, this is kind of stupid
At first, but yeah, the more you
in
think
hindsight,
about it.
and then like we listened to a few songs the other night where we were like, this is more clever than like we gave it credit for.
It's very clever.
So like I think we said while we were talking about it the other night, like if we saw it again, we would probably enjoy it a lot more than we did the first time.
Yeah.
So
I really like that one.
what else have we seen? I think that's about it because we saw Hamilton twice.
Yeah.
Grinch, 6. I think
Wicked.
that's it. Oh, and Wicked, yeah. So Hamilton, Grinch. I'll go 6 and then Wicked.
Okay.
I did not like Wicked. I didn't like the stage play at all. Not at all. I won't say at all, but like I didn't enjoy it. The music in the movie is so much better. It's I feel bad because like I know that like there's like a producer that like worked really hard on that like stage show music, and like it is what it like it has to be what it is.
Right.
Because there's a framework that they have to fit it within. It's like this is like what the I don't know who they hire to do their music, but it's like you can't have some like random fucking instrument that nobody plays.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And just be like, yeah, you have to do that now. It's like it has to kind of fit in within like an orchestra set or whatever the hell.
Right.
Whereas like in the movie, you know, they kind of take some parts, like they definitely still use strings, but there's like some electronic behind it, and like
they also stretch the tempo a lot. For you know, musical theater nerds, especially if you listen to the original Broadway soundtrack, like you're used to that pacing, and it's like there are songs that they took it a little slower. Specifically, "I'm Not That Girl," like Cynthia Reeve. You know, if you got the Broadway one and you trying to sing along to the movie one, you're gonna be off because they let it breathe. Like,
and Fiero's like intro song.
Yes.
What is it?
"Dancing Through Life."
Yeah, one I'm obsessed with, but I can't remember the name of. "Dancing Through Life" is like the original recording is pretty boring. It's pretty lame.
I used to always skip that song on the original.
The movie version
it's
is
a banger.
hype,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
It is hype, and there's a dance core number in it. If you're watching the movie, that is extremely impressive. And take an edible. That's my suggestion, because that shit is so cool to watch.
But
With like the rotating bookcases.
yeah,
Oh
that
my
choreo
god,
is
it's so cool.
Yeah, fantastic. I still hate, and that's just my own personal. I hate the Nessa. Nessa, I have something to confess.
I prefer that over the spoken lines.
Hate it.
Well, since birth.
It's the
Fuck.
It's the yeah.
I hate that.
So
I
okay,
hate that.
because he's not Mr. Musical Theater guy.
Because I'm not a traditionalist. Because I have a different
Whatever.
opinion, and
Whatever.
you know,
Whatever.
you're just in this like streamlined view,
No.
a mainframe view of musicals, and I
So,
come in with a different perspective.
He has a
and-
problem when, in the midst of singing, the singer randomly just speaks a song. So specifically with Wicked, the Wizard and I song, and she's like, you know, what I've waited for since birth. Like he
So
wants
dumb.
birth to be sung. And another example you gave is like Little Mermaid, when, you know, what's it called? Or Fork or whatever. Yeah. He hates the blending
called?
of talking and singing. I'm like, that's just a
dumb.
musical theater trope.
It would sound so much nicer. It would just sound so much more pleasant if you would just sing it at a good tone.
If she was like, what I've waited for since birth, like you would think that sounds...
Because you're not doing the right note. They have an
doesn't
ensemble.
matter.
They have an ensemble
It
that they
doesn't
could
matter.
use.
It
They
doesn't
could
matter.
make a chord or a melody. They could, but it does matter. It definitely does matter. It does matter.
And
It does matter.
I tried to explain to him that particular device is used specifically in songs where it's like a character's inner monologue. So like part of your world from A Little Mermaid, we're trying to get a sense of why she wants to go to the top. Same with Wizard and I, we're trying to get a sense of why she wants to see the wizard and whatever. It works.
That's fine. That doesn't mean that like it has to be pleasing to my ear. It takes me out of it. Like I enjoy the singing. I like a singing voice. Like that's the part that's what I'm here for, man. It's a musical. Sing the song. Like and so like when you're like, I'm waiting for since birth, it's like what?
Okay, if I was exaggerating it, that was exaggerated.
Yeah, I did.
She was not birthed.
But that's what it seemed like to me, because it's just like so like just not singing anymore, where I was, because in my mind I'm expecting like the next progression note, like because that's where and it's not that, and so it's just like, okay, like it's off-putting. That's all I'm saying. Can you try to do it nice for me?
Like right now?
Yeah.
What I've waited for since birth.
No, it's gotta be lower.
I don't know.
Yeah,
What I've waited for since birth.
That's better.
But it still feels anticlimactic.
So does since birth. That's not climactic at all. Like, you know what she's gonna say because of the rhyme. Like,
Right.
you know what the line is gonna be.
But I don't know. I
fucking
feel,
hate it.
It just feels so
Nessa,
like waiting for
Nessa,
since
I've got something to confess. A reason why I asked you here
I hate it. That's probably
tonight.
that's
Was that pretty good?
yeah. That's actually really good.
Thanks.
That's probably one of, other than just I wasn't particularly fond of the original Fiero's voice, but that's largely why I would always skip that song on the original soundtrack. The Nissa.
That's not Fiero. Oh, but you
Nissa?
said it in part.
Oh, that's Bach's character that says
Bach.
it.
Yeah, but Bach, which by the way, that's a big issue in the movie. Is he's a munchkin, but he's not a midget. Sorry, I know that. But
He's not a little person.
He's not an LP, but it's like, what makes
But
a
nobody
munchkin
is.
then? What makes a I know, and that's weird. What makes a munchkin? What does the word munchkin mean?
In that world, or
Just-
in our vernacular?
Well, I mean, I guess in our, but it's I know what you're gonna say. It's
Do
like
you?
yeah, it's like a culture of people. It's
Yeah.
like a race essentially of
Yeah.
people, and it's like, all right, but why are they called Munchkins? But because they're from Munchkin Land. Okay, but why is it called Munchkin Land? Like what? There has to
Suspend
be
your
a,
disbelief.
okay, all right, I guess. Okay, I guess. But
Okay, so sidebar, I told you that a long time ago. I was in a production of Wizard of Oz, and I played the coroner of Munchkin Land. Would you have balked at my
She's dead.
Would you have balked at my 6-foot self
Yes.
towering over Dorothy, being like, "She's not a Munchkin"?
Yes. I mean, if it's local, that's what. I mean, and stage productions are totally different because
Okay.
you're not gonna like outsource LPs for like a local stage
True,
production.
true.
But like a movie, you can do it. They did it in 1935 or whatever, or 1939. You can fucking do it in 2025. They just didn't want to
As-
offend anybody.
That part.
But that's not not my problem. Don't call it Munchkin Land because like what's a Munchkin again? Like what's a Munchkin? Call them gnomes. Call it Gnome Land, and I'm a gnome. I don't know,
Then
but
you still would have had the same issue.
whatever, dude.
They're
It's
not
just.
short.
But my point is like he's no different. He doesn't look different than anybody else.
Well, I mean, they made a point to point out that he was shorter than Fiero because at every interaction he steps on a stack of books because he's clearly self-conscious
in the
about his
stage
height.
play,
No,
not in the movie.
No, in the movie.
Does he?
Yeah. 100%.
Well, in that case, it's like, well, like they're doing the same. It's just instead of being like midgets, they're just like pygmies from New Guinea.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're just literally like little people. They're
Right.
not like little people.
Okay.
They're little people, not little people. Right? You know, like you get what I'm saying?
They're small people,
They're
not little people.
Right. They're
The label
not.
little
They're not
people.
dwarves.
Yeah.
They are just small statured folk,
Right.
halflings,
But isn't-
as it were.
Well, I was going to go down the rabbit hole of isn't little, a smaller, what'd you call it? Small stature. Isn't that relative? Like everybody's that to us, for instance.
Right, but there are people that are like entire populations of people that are like
Okay, but
genetically.
if the entire population is small, to them, are they small? They're just average.
Sure, to them, but like in the grand scheme of
Okay.
things, yeah. But like we're like pygmies. Like we know what a pygmy is because
Yeah.
they're like it's like that's the set. Like
Regional,
now,
specific, yeah.
if someone was our height and they were like, "I'm a pygmy," you'd be like, "What?"
True.
Right? Like so that's where I'm at with that. It was like it just
Okay.
kind of you have to, as a suspension of disbelief, but it's
Yep.
like in a movie, I don't want to have to do that. I want it to be there for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I want it
guess.
to be presented as it should be presented.
It's fair.
So if he's supposed to be like notably shorter, like stepping on a stack of books, he just might be a little shorter.
yeah.
If it's a racial thing, make it prominent. Make that obvious.
fair.
It's
That's
just
fair.
not like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird. Plus Bach's fucking annoying in the play. I don't mind him in the movie.
He's just
but
annoying.
in the play he got on my nerves.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was nasally.
I was gonna say
he
they
was
amped up
nasally,
the
yeah.
grading aspect of it.
At least he
in
was
the stage.
short. He was Asian. And that's not the reason I didn't like him. It was just, I don't know. He just played it very annoying where he
Yeah.
was like putting shit in his face. And I was like,
Yeah.
if I was Fiero's friend, I would take care of this guy for him. Fuck this guy. He's annoying as shit.
Yeah, he
My
was-
boy's trying to get some pussy. This guy
He was-
clearly has not the skill to get
He-
that same tail.
He was
Get the fuck out of here.
quintessential cock block.
Cock block. Yeah, get out
for
of here,
sure.
dude.
Well, we'll see how. Well, I don't think that's gonna. We've passed the annoying stage of his presence with the first half of the movie, so I don't think he's gonna be as annoying the second half.
I'm excited to see more on-screen magic when they start like transforming more shit, because like we didn't really see that. We didn't get that far really in the first. Like the monkeys is really all we saw.
I mean, in her broomstick and her flying. I mean, I guess if you want to call that, but yeah.
That's not like transformative. Like,
oh, you mean specifically transformative?
Yeah, because there's going to be like if they don't show us the Scarecrow like Fiyero turning into Scarecrow and fucking Bach, spoiler, Bach turning into the Tin Man, waste. Like it's a waste of movie.
I'm low key curious how they're going to make Nessa walk, because the actress that plays her is actually in a wheelchair. So you know
Boston Dynamics.
You know how like in that. I mean, and I don't know what
exoskeleton.
I don't know what her actual medical issue is. I mean, she might have use of her legs. She might can stand a little bit, but in the stage play, you know, they make you see her leg like coming out of the chair, and she stands up.
It's like, oh,
yeah, and I mean, she's walking around interacting with Box. You know, so I'm curious what they're gonna.
Oh yeah, so it can't even be like a momentary thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they might just do like a
CGI, put her face on a body kind of thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say body. They might do like a whole like upper body thing. That's what I would do. Motion capture the upper body and then have somebody else act out like just like the stepping around if they need to. That's what I would do.
They clearly have the budget for it, so
that's what I would do. Because I know everything about fucking making CGI movie production. You know, that's how I would do it if I was in charge of making Wicked Part 2. Who made it? Universal Studios.
Thought you meant the director. Yeah, Universal.
John Chu made this. Didn't he make like shoot 'em up movies at one point?
Maybe.
Or maybe it's John Cho. Sorry, that's racist.
All Asian names aren't the same.
those are genuinely close.
They are.
It's one letter off. Fuck you. All right. I think we're done. It's kind of a long episode.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anything else timely that? Oh, we should probably mention that.
This?
Yeah.
Gulf of Mexico name change to Gulf of America. Yeah, I'm doing a joke on stage about it. So come see me do comedy, and I'll tell you what I think about that.
Okay.
So they're changing the name of Denali back to Mount McKinley. I'll be honest, I thought it was Mount McKinley already, and it used to be Denali.
So apparently, from the articles I read, Obama in 2015 changed it from Mount McKinley to Denali, trying to be respectful of natives, the cultural.
Yeah. So it's probably right during that like pipeline. Was that?
That I'm unsure of, but possibly.
Was that more recent than that?
So Fotis, I refuse to kind of say his name, is like, oh, we're changing it back to the white man president name. So now it's back to Mount McKinley.
Named after a president?
Yeah, William McKinley.
Good name.
Oh, haha. So yeah. So in the midst of this Gulf of America crap, that also happened.
Talk about presidents whose names you completely lose in history.
Yeah,
William McKinley.
If I had to name one thing McKinley was known for, that's all I could name.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And even that, it's like, you don't even own it the whole time.
Yeah.
It goes back and forth. It kind of depends on who's president if they want to let you have that mountain. And also, nobody wants to go to that mountain. It's not like it's fucking in Colorado where it's like, you know what I mean? I wish I knew. I should know one of the.
I honestly don't know either.
There's. What are they called? I wish I knew. I wish I knew so I could seem smart. Like Mount McKinley doesn't matter. I genuinely can't think of another named mountain. Mount St. Helens is like the only other, but that's not like.
Vesuvius. I don't know. I know.
Vesuvius, isn't that like in?
Oh wait, that's like
isn't that overseas?
Oh, you mean domestic mountains?
That's what that's what I like.
Shit, I don't know.
Exactly. Like you would think in the Rocky Mountains, I would be able to name one of the mountain peaks. And if I looked at them, I would definitely be like, I knew that because I had family in Colorado and I've been skiing out there. There's no way I don't know.
I know you. At one point, you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, "Oh, I knew 100%."
Yeah. And then the next episode, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, this is what it is," and I totally knew that because I don't want you to think I'm stupid. All right, let's get out of here. This is fucking long. Thank you for listening again. Or for the first time, I guess I don't. I guess I said it. Whatever. Thank you for listening.
If this is your first time, go listen to the other episode.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Send us an email, thickthinpod@gmail.com, for us to talk about stuff. And we will see you later. I don't know how to I'm really bad at signing off.
I mean, I don't know. Also, I just want to caveat, you guys are super active in the YouTube video comments, so keep that coming because I was really enjoying those.
Yes, love that. It's good for us and all that stuff. So thank you again, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.